Hi everyone, it's Vicki from the Mummy Chronicles, and this week we have the 2017 Genesis G80 3.8 that has a 311 horsepower on this V6 engine. You can look over here, the 18-inch alloy wheels. And this is the Parisian gray model, and inside you can see the leather interior in ivory. Now, I really love this car. This is probably the third version of it I have, but it's the first one that's solely under the Genesis badge and no longer Hyundai Genesis, but just Genesis. So let's step inside and you can get a look at the 8-inch display. And the really nice, I like this touch right here, is the wood grain, but it's done in a black. That's really nice, and it's pleasant to touch, as is everything else in here. All the finish from the leather here, and all the buttons on the center stack here with the clock and everything. It's uncluttered, it's simple, it's refined, and it's just, I like how you have the knob here to turn and you can go to home or phone. There's heated and cooled seats on both sides in the front here, and the navigation, which is also pretty intuitive, as well as Blue Link. And you can just use this knob to rotate or hit the menu button when you want to use the display here. And it also comes with XM radio for a subscription. And you can see the dash. When it's on, it's really clearly illuminated, but let's not also forget, we're going to look here with these anti-whiplash headrests, sorry. It's a little bit of the end of the day, but let's look at that beautiful panoramic sunroof and get a little bit of a sneak peek in the back seat here. Now the panoramic sunroof, I mean, I'm always going to fall hard for that. It's just lets in so much light, and I love it. And I love the feel of this leather. It's gorgeous with the black piping. It's fantastic. One thing that I thought was kind of interesting was here where you have the cup holders. One is bigger than the other, and it's also deeper, so you can have multiple size cups. And I like how it's soundless. This is a very quiet cabin in this car. Makes driving pure pleasure. It handles well. It's responsive with its steering. And we're going to step outside. We're going to look at, this is just one of the 17 speakers in the Lexicon sound system, which is also quite nice. And you can adjust the seats for one or two different people, as well as there are controls here on the armrests, which are pretty standard, but always a nice touch. And I really like that when you take a look in the back, you have privacy sunshades here that work so well that one day last week when my husband went to pick up my daughter who did not want to leave her friend's house, I thought maybe he had given in and let her have more time in her friend's house because I could not see her in the back seat. And then you have this nice armrest in the middle of the very roomy back seat. You can open out for a cup holder, but you can see, like, just look at the size of that and the comfort that your passengers in the back seat can have, along with the leg room that you have, and then kind of like the additional space from here and the climate controls here. But what I also thought was interesting, and I had a little video about it earlier, was that you can pull this down and maybe you can store things that are a little bit long, but you can also see into the back or get into the back a little bit there. It's really kind of a nice touch. And all the seat rests here, or the headrests, excuse me again, are adjustable for comfort. Now let's take a look in the trunk, which this is a smart sensor trunk. So if you're standing in the back with keys, which I'm not right now, it will open on its own within 3 seconds. So you can tell by looking here, this is very, very roomy. There's a lot of storage space back here in this Genesis G80, as well as a first aid kit, which is always a nice touch. And I like that car manufacturers are doing that now. As well as you can lock it or press a button to close the trunk. That those safety kits are becoming more standard. Let's take a minute to look at the badge. It's beautiful. I mean, it's elegant, it's timeless, it's classic, and I feel like Genesis did a really good job kind of creating and breaking away and making their own brand that's powerful, responsive, and just an all-around pleasure to drive. Like, I find being in this car relaxing, and I really enjoyed my time, and when I had bonus days with it, I was just that much happier with it. If you want more information and an in-depth review, you can reach me on the Mummy Chronicles, and you can find out all the specs and how much this Genesis, which is fully loaded, goes for. Until then, and until the next review, this is